Welcome to Life, Death, and the Law, presented by the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen, hosted by attorneys Sean Garner and Adam Hansen.
You spent a couple years abroad, didn't you?
I did.
For your church?
Yeah.
Yeah, so where did you go?
So I went to Brazil.
Yeah.
And that's actually part of why I became a dentist is, again, I'm a planner, worst case scenario guy. I can still remember a friend that I had down in Brazil. He was supporting his family and they struggled, and he had been weeks without work. And I can still remember clear as day the look on his face, and it was a look of fear. He was present, but you could tell his stare was out 1,000 yards, and he just didn't know how he was going to feed his family that night. And I saw that look, and that, to me, I told myself, I don't want to ever feel what he's going through, because I could tell it was shattering him. And I wanted to be autonomous. I didn't want someone else determining if I was going to be able to feed my family that night. And these are the thoughts that I had, that I understand them differently now, but these are the thoughts that I had that led me to be in a profession that lends itself to being an owner-operator. But it would be that thought of, I don't want someone else determining whether or not I have work to make money to feed my family. So I saw that fear, and it scared me to death, as this friend of mine was scared to death.
And I think society in general, we have that fear, but we take different approaches as to how to resolve that. And one is work hard and try to provide for your family, obtain a skill set that is going to be valuable to other people, that they're going to pay you for either those services or the products that you produce. And that's the capitalism approach. And the other is everybody contributes to the pot, and then we distribute the resources proportionately to the society, or at least contributes a portion of what you make, and so there's a safety net so nobody has to go without food, clothing, or housing. Which of those do you ascribe to?
Well, I think that's what's great about our system, is I think you need a little bit of both. There are times when you need to give and be very charitable and just give a helping hand, and there are times when you need to be the one saying, you can solve this on your own. You can figure it out, and that struggle is going to be good.
Now, the interesting thing, though, about with government programs is it doesn't take charity into the equation, because when a government program delivers out goods and services, it's not making those goods and services. Okay, it's taking them from other people, or it's taking the resources, the money from other people, the taxpayers, to then provide the goods and services to the other individuals who they determine, the government determines, deserve them. And so there is no charity involved there, because if the government taxes you, you aren't feeling charitable in paying your taxes. Mm-hmm. So there's a difference between charity and then a social safety net. So it sounds like you ascribe to charity and the voluntary giving of your goods and services, but how do you feel about the government creating a system that makes a safety net for society?
I think that I think a safety net needs to exist. The degree to which it exists is where you need both sides to debate that. There are times when people just need a helping hand, and you can't expect anything in return. The government's very generous with other people's money, with other people's resources. And as a business owner, I understand that very much. And it's a tough question, because I think there's got to be room for both. You have to have a safety net to help people who fall on hard times, but you also have to have an incentive that gets them back on their feet and then allows them to contribute to that safety net to help the next guy. And so finding that balance is the tough thing.
If you have questions or want to know more about something that was discussed today, please call the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen at 928-783-4575 or visit yumaestateplanning.com.